So the first thing we want to focus on is the bass drum and the snare drum. Now, in a very basic drum beat, we can expect the bass drum to appear on beat 1 and beat 3 in a bar. So I'm going to do that now. I need to change the tool to the pencil tool here, and then I'm going to click in this block here. And you can hear that's now added. We're going to ignore these lines sometimes that come up as a result of a glitch in the software. We're going to see how we get on and just keep trying to push through it. Then we obviously have done bass drum on beat 1. We now want to do it on beat 3. So I'm going to put one in there. There we go. So we've now got our bass drum on beat 1 and beat 3. What I'd suggest you do at every stage is use this looping function here. So if we highlight like this, so we've got our red region there. If I now hit play, it will loop what we have just done. So you can hear that bass drum there. Okay, once we have done that, we now need to insert the snare drum. Now, the snare drum, usually in a basic 4/4 beat, falls on the second and the fourth beat of the bar. We're not going to do the rim hit, we're going to do the open snare sound. So we're going to hit the rim hit. Can you hear the different type of sound there? So I just hit backspace to get rid of that, and that sounds more like a full snare drum, doesn't it? So now I'm going to put it on the fourth beat as well, and then I'm going to hit play. So what I've done there is I put bass drum on beat 1 and beat 3, and I put snare drum on beat 2 and beat 4. And let's have a listen to what that sounds like. Okay, so we've now got our basic contract to the beat. What you might want to think about at this point is changing where the bass drum falls. So for example, I could delete this one here and I could move it a bit, and then what I would do is hit play and see how it sounds. Now what I'd advise with this is while you are changing where the bass drum and the snare drum falls, I would keep that bass drum on the first beat of the bar just to make sure that we know where the first beat of the bar falls. But you could even add a couple more. Here we go, let's have a listen to this. Now can you see that has fallen just before the beat, and that's why it's got that kind of feel. We could do it. Oh, what have I done here? Double click back on there just so we bring it back up. There we go. But you can see that I'm generally keeping the beat the same as what it was, but just changing things slightly. Yeah, might do that. And so on. Alright, but I'm going to put it back to what it was, just so we can keep it nice and simple. Back to our drum beat like that. But feel free to have an experiment and see how that sounds.